I feel like big business can go down a lot quicker and there's plugins a lot easier. Over here, man, it's a lot of the people, they stick to their own corners and do their own things and bare red tape.
So I just dropped my app, www.ChisoLifts.com. Online personal training. You got custom meal plans, custom training plans. With training plans, you got a video showing you how to do all your exercises. You could log in your sets, your reps, the weights you use, and literally every month I changed up your plan. In the description, you got a code BESTU20 at the moment. You can use that to get a 20% discount for life.
Everyone, you know, should take up some form of combat and kind of, you know, but I suppose it's not for everyone, but I feel it's, especially for your kids anyway, it kind of does change kids, because for man, I think it took me off the road a lot, because I was in the gym 2-3 times a day. You know what I mean? Man's conscious of this and wanting to be good at certain things, but at the same time, I've always been a man that's made money. So it's like the motivation to do good, to make money wasn't for me, because I was already cutting through. Man was putting up in the drop top Mercedes, remember, with the Messi cars number, you remember 65, you know, that I was already doing this thing. So it was a bit different for people who were wanting to say, go into it, make money and better themselves, because man's always been a grafter and doing things. So it's like, it's a bit different. But you know, now where I am in my life, I can say, you know, kids can definitely benefit from you know, taking themselves off the street, because, like, you know, people talk about there's no youth clubs. We've got gyms for boxing, kickboxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, karate, whatever it is. And it can probably help them in terms of being disciplined, leaving ego, and becoming a man, because there's consequences in everything you do. So these things show you principles and value, because there's always, you know, there's like the trainer who's like maybe the master, whatever you want to call him, the coach, and someone you look up to, where you're not going to back chat, or maybe, you know what I mean? It's or if you do back chat, he might say, all right, let's put your gloves on, let me teach you the man-on-man way, and then you will respect it however you want to. And we just leave it here and walk through the door as men. You got your little arse whooping, and we go from there. You come back again, and that's what the value is, the men who continue to come back. And I've had that. When I got into kickboxing, I was a big lump guy in there, and you had monsters like Chigs in there. Big tree chunk monster.
Short and stocky.
Romy. Them boys, and they was like, remember, I'm bigger than them, but their man was lighting me up in there like, Guy Fawkes, oh God, kicking out my foot.
So they gave you November the 5th.
Listen, fam, me and Romy had one mad spar one day. You know they do that Moshigiri kick, so it's fake like it goes to the leg. I went to block that and it come up and kicked me in my face. Bro, I got a black eye, bro. I swear, you know I didn't want to stop sparring that day. Listen, I say, we are going to the death. And we just had a mad one in there, fam. I was even doing the flying knees and all that. And the trainer was like, what are you doing in there? I was like, listen, it is to the death.
I want you kickboxing, for me. When I used to see Chigs' foot, I used to see his toes, I used to be like, anytime I see his toes, I'm like, put them things away, man. You need to hide them toes.
Yeah, trust me, them foots was some different toes, you know. You wouldn't want to get kicked in your face with that. I think that was probably my own thing. I said, you know, he can kick me anywhere, but not in my face with them toes. You get me? He was one tough character.
They need acrylic replacements, every single one of them, boy. I was like, right, this guy, he's been there for years, though. Julian moved to.
He's at Dynamics. No, he's at Dynamics now, which is across the road from Miguel's boxing gym.
Oh, for real? So he left Tooting?
That's what I heard. He might go down there at a certain times, but you know, sometimes that's what he used to do. He used to train at Flaxman's and then go to Jimmy's in Croydon. That's what we used to train. So he probably moves around. So he's at Dynamics, which is next to Miguel's at Loughborough. So he's down there,
Okay. Jimmy's now in America, innit?
Yeah.
He's loving it, boy.
I see him online there doing these things in LA.
When he went out there, he was like, it's done for me here. I was like, coming back. He was like, he's fully making that move. I'm like, I don't blame you, man. Because out there, it seems like people get connected faster.
No. I tell you what I'd say. There's two things about LA. It's like the purge right now, so you got to be careful. That's one. Because I was just there the other day. But no, there's a lot happening, because there's a lot of poverty, big homeless culture in America.
Skid Row and them places, isn't it?
And what's happening is a lot of robberies with these guys jumping out and shooting and robbing rappers and people with jewelry in Hollywood. You know what I mean? I saw one thing online and the police were saying, listen, we can't help you. Protect yourself, stay safe, and whatnot. So, you know, you got to be mindful of that. If you're not outside, you know, shining, you're calm. But going back to what you said, you can be put on in America much easier.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of the people, like it's straightforward. If they're rich and there's a link and it's big business, it's easier to cut the red. Over here, there's bare red tape. Over there, you can meet someone and be put on quite quickly in whatever you're doing. Like I was in Vegas the other day when I was saying, and I was linking with like Danny Jacobs' manager, who's, you know, we were talking some big business if we can get certain things done. And then equally we're talking to some other big people in America talking about fights for a girl. I'm looking after Tierra Brown in America. She's 12-0, 8 knockouts. And then when I came back, they offered me like a world title fight for her. So I mean, it evolves quicker. If I'm over here and I'm trying to make these shots and trying to plug this in, it's quite slow. You know what I mean? Over there, that was in a matter of weeks. I was offered that fight. We're still in negotiations and talking to see if that can happen. You know, but there seems to be a bit of a stalemate. Maybe I'll chase that up after I remembered about it now. But you know, I feel like big business can go down a lot quicker and there's plugins a lot easier. Over here, man, it's a lot of the people, they stick to their own corners and do their own things and bare red tape.
I thought in regards to fighting, regardless of where it was, that things would go a lot smoother. But no, I said how you said that, raw things over there, like the negotiations are a lot swifter.
America as a whole is a bit more, it's more cultural in terms of, you know, if you go like, you hear a lot more the white man rapping and saying, which you don't get that here. So I feel like they're more versed in the relationships and the linking with more blacks. Over here, like the businessmen, I don't link as much, if you get my meaning. You'll see when you look at Kanye West or some of the money, or what's it, Meat Mills and the white dons there with, they're with dons who own American football clubs. And I ain't never seen no Alan Sugar. I ain't seen none of them who own the football club. You know, like, you get what I mean? We ain't
rolling around the K-trap.
Yes, we ain't versed to have that connection. It's not normal here. Over there, the rappers, like you say, will link up with, or the stars will link up with, and it's a bit more of a norm. Over here, it's not a norm, that kind of thing. You won't get that. And then man won't put you on, like, it's a different thing. So
Blade Brown and Alan Sugar together, you know?
You get me? Or one of them next man, they own one of them Newcastle club, the side. You know, like the next door, it's kind of, but over there it's more of a norm for everyone to connect and vibe and listen to a similar music, that being because of the culture either they've grown up in or whatever it is. It's a bigger country, bigger states. It's like, well, we've got 70 million people. There's 330 million, 40 million people in America.
And literally out of that, like 44 million are black. As
a culture, black people, we resonate, and our culture spreads into everywhere and everything. Trust me, you know, like, we're like water. we go into everything, you understand? So, you know, as it being now, Afrobeats is flying, it's everywhere. One time you wouldn't catch that in America, but it is literally everywhere, popping, kicking off doors, left off, yeah, you understand, kick off. So, you know what I mean? I'm a big Afrobeat.
Remember when Cobra Kai and us, you know?
Hey, you know what? I like that show. I've been watching that shit. But you know, it's a little bit fake, so it annoys me. So I've had to take a break from it. But I do love that.
Latest season.
Is it? I do like it.
The martial art is so slow, though.
Yes.
I'm just like, no one moves at that speed. Any real fighter.
That guy, the LaRusso, gets on my nerves. Getting mad about this guy chasing around. I'm gonna set up my karate dojo. The fake thing. Brother, the thing's mad because I get annoyed for silly. You know, I'm fighting, man. So when I see my man, he's got all the sheets, and he go around. He's the judge in the panel saying, you shouldn't get your license. He's everywhere.
He's everywhere.
It's kind of annoying a little bit. So
I'm surprised we're able to still keep the same cast from way back in the 80s.
Yeah, none of them ain't drop out.
It's literally, mad, it's mad. The only person dead is Mr. Miyagi.
Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, but everyone else is like.
I like Mr. Miyagi. Let me get the wax on.
Wax off. And LaRusso, any new person who comes.
I know he's trying to keep
wax off. I'm like, brother, like, move on, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Show them something proper, man. Get on my ranted nerves, but yeah, you get the gist. But no, it's funny. I do like that. I like that little show. Nah. Now that you've brought it up again, I'll probably go back to it for a little bit. My tolerance maybe is, you know, like, you know what? My tolerance was high. I was like, this guy's fully annoying me with this, you know. Yeah. So now I've come back down again. So yeah, we'll check it out.
Oh yeah, in the UK, I had Thingy here.
Who's that?
Isaac.
Isaac.
Recently, I had him like a month ago.
A big weight class. To be honest, you know, British boxing in a whole, maybe I didn't give it its respect that it's deserved, because boxing's come a long way in the UK, especially for the brothers them, the man them coming from the hoods and doing things.
Richard, you got Coley. It's mad because I know Richard through you and Gabriel. I know Isaac from Ends. I know Coley through Dapson and his trainer, his strength and conditioning coach, Duncan Ogilvie. So it's mad seeing all of them
come up and then be like rivals.
Yeah, rivals. And there's going to be one day that they're all going to have the belts. They're going
to have to fight. They're going to have to see each other.
See each other.
Yeah, they're going to have to. There's that Mikael Lawal's from like Stonebridge, Wembley. He's good. I think he's 13-0 with 11 knockouts. Tough. I think him and Richard's probably going to fight. If not the next fight, it will be very soon. Very soon, But that is a stacked division as well. You got I can't remember you got Jack Massey who Riatpour beat. Hell of a fight. That was a very, very close fight as well. And that's who Isaac Chamberlain wants to fight for the IBO world title. You know, he's got the ability. He's tough enough. He's strong. He's explosive. But it is a hard fight. That boy Jack Massey. Did you see his video? What you put at Jack Massey?
Who, Chamberlain?
No, Jack Massey's video about Isaac talking about his belt wanting to fight him. Have you seen that?
I think I saw it briefly. I think Chamberlain reposted it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But listen, if, you know, when you look at it, the street stuff does get you an element of somewhere. But boxing is what it is. You know, you're gonna have to have grit, determination, and toughness. And mental fortitude to get through some of this stuff. And he's going to have hard moments. But what I would say, he is tough, he is durable, because we saw when he fought Wadi Camacho and his shoulder popped out, he managed to continue fighting and beat Wadi. So, you know, we know he's from that, he's pedigree, and he's been boxing for a long time. But it is a hard fight, you know what I mean? But does he, we got to look at, you know, when all that's said and done, it's going to be interesting for him if he goes to fight a Coley again, or Richard, or Mikael Lawal, and there's other guys even under them who
there's a lot of big guys in that division, boy.
They're virtually heavyweights.
Yeah, they're virtually like a Coley and Richard look like they're just borderline about to just swing over to heavyweight.
And I've got a feeling a Coley definitely probably will, because he's a super big cruiserweight, so he'll probably go there. Richard potentially. These boys got to turn vegan or be vegetarians to make that weight. Yeah, basically. I've got a guy who's a cruiserweight, heavyweight, Ify Porter, another monster, who's gonna make his debut soon. Like, if you're in boxing, you know who he is, because he's on smoke, tough. He's the one who skin out the youth. I'm telling you about. Monster though, he's Derek Chisora's like main sparring partner for all his fights. I think all the divisions stacked. I think UK boxing is at its finest point as ever been. But saying that, the best to come out of Britain was Lennox Lewis. So we still got, you know, Frank Bruno was obviously a household name. But I mean, you know, if you're gonna go on single, obviously, you know, he's one of the, you know, I think he's probably the best to come out. But at the minute, for our area, who's around our time, the culture and being relevant, it's those young guys. And they still got the ladder to climb and do good things.
It's mad. A lot of men are local. That's the thing as well. Just to see it, it's just like raw. Like, even when I say to Chamberlain, when it was, I knew Chamberlain was serious was when man would be driving like in the middle of the night, and I'm seeing Chambo like 5 in the morning. I might be coming from a dance, I'm seeing him just jogging. I'm thinking, raw, this you is serious. I'm like, other man ain't getting up their bed at 5 in the morning in the summer to go do jogging.
Mate, let me tell you something.
But I'm like, raw, he's smart. Before the sun's at its peak, get your run out the way.
You can become anything you want from. Like, if you watch, let's watch like the Logan brothers, Jake Paul, and them boys. They've
done well.
They've done a mazzoline from being YouTubers, and this is the same. My man was like a gym man. They started
on. Remember that app Vine? They started on Vine. Vine was like a little app that people used to do like little funny skits and all of that. Then Vine crashed, like it just died out. So they went YouTube. Other people jumped on Instagram and started doing Instagram videos. Their team just went.
I come for you, Miami. We need to work. I need to get in there.
I said I need to get in there. I got some fighters for you. Some young boys from like Brixton. They're ready for you. No, it's a good look, because he's kind of shaking the conventional table where a few purist boxers and purist like promoters are like, nah, we don't need that in here, blah, blah, blah.
They've been cussing him still.
Yeah, they've been cussing him. They're like, we don't need that. But you can see that he's bringing attention to the sport.
Do you know, obviously, when he first came in, I was kind of like, well, I weren't cussing him. I said it was good what he was doing, but it felt a little bit grievous in terms of when you look at the professional fighters and what they go through, and it's a small percentage of fighters that get to that elite level to make this kind of money. And it felt like it was a slap in the face to some of them, how he could come in and do this at short notice and such a, but then at the same time I respect his hustle for building a platform he did to be able to, you know, generate bums on seats and views. So I respected that part of it, but at the same time I was thinking, well, there's fighters out there, you know, that's never gonna make certain amount of figures. So it was kind of like, but now the more that I know he's actually disciplined and wanting to stick to the sport, and he went professional, then I could say, well, look, he's taking it serious and doing what he's, obviously he's fighting who he wants to, but yet again, he's the star. He is the star in his own, his narrative and what he's painting and the direction he's got. So he's able to choose and pick the people that he thinks. So there's nothing wrong with that. But yet again, he's bringing different eyes, different trajectories, different views to the table, to the sport of boxing.
To the sport of boxing. And the thing is, like, as he stays and keeps on evolving, like now where you've got guys who you said might not have seen like big money before, now that they might be coming in on the undercard now, he could start paying them way more than they would have ever seen
for going on a normal card. No, absolutely.
So yeah, it's a game changer. But I like how he's been digging at my man MMA Dana White.
Oh yeah, he's on Dana White.
He's on Dana White hard, on him hard. But the thing is, like, he's right though. I don't think them MMA man get paid well enough for the beating they take.
No.
For the beating they take.
Everyone talks about that, you know, like there's not enough. If you know what, you know, they normally can pay the whole card off of the gate and have bare money left. That's a normal in MMA. And then you got to bear in mind they've got pay-per-view. Are you listening to what I just told you? I know pay-per-views like that, the biggest side of it. But imagine saying they can pay normally the whole card off of the gate and still have change normally. It's ridiculous. Doesn't make sense.
It don't make sense.
And they're keeping
all that plus all the pay-per-view money.
I remember they're getting sponsors while they've changed it now. The fighters can't even wear their own clothes.
They can't wear the thing. Everyone has to wear Reebok,
which they've got the sponsorship for. So they're really tying their hands, as it were.
Because before, a lot of fighters used to make more money from their sponsors than actual fighting. So it worked out. It worked out. But now when you're forcing everyone just to be Reebok alone, you've literally just closed the market, because there could have been Nike athletes, Under Armour athletes, Adidas athletes. You know what I mean? People could be making the real bread.
So sponsorship is one of the biggest things in the game. In any game, to be honest, sponsorship. Because literally it's your advertisement and you don't have to put all the graft in, and you're going to continually get paid from, you know, stuff like that. And I've started to see that firsthand. You know, the advertising sponsorship kind of pays well, pays dividends. You get me?
Are the fighters in Bellator allowed to have different sponsors?
Yeah, I think that's something totally different. I'm not 100% of what Bellator does, but I don't think they're stringent. These guys probably have a little bit more latitude to do as they want.
Probably a lot of people like Michael ain't crossing over.
Possibly, possibly. I'm not sure. Maybe he's happy with what he's doing, and he's doing big things. He's a hell of a fighter. Listen, let me tell you something. I watched him boxing and sparring in David Hayes' gym when we were sparring. Derek down there one time. He was sparring some good boys. You know, it's a different style, different pace. You know, but I suppose he can. I reckon he can do the rounds anyway.
So even after the fight with Bouncer, Armz still been training. Like
he wants his revenge. You're saying, man.
Yeah, he's not. No, but I don't think he's ever gonna stop fighting now. I think that's him now. I think he proper enjoys it. So even though he still does weightlifting, but it's not his focus.
Credit to them, he's still fighting, doing his thing. Bouncer's, you know, moved on and doing his thing. He seems to have Freezy. He's trying
Freezy McBone.
Signing Freezy to push on. I seen Freezy in the gym. And Freezy come to me, I spoke to him, and he was like, oh, what do you think of this? And I said, you know, I'm not going to lie to you. I think it's better if you move forward with this first. The reason being is you're going to make a lot more money from this early than the professional boxing. So if you do a few of these and make, you know, if you have 10 fights, make yourself 100 racks and then go into boxing, you're going into boxing in a good, comfortable position. Do you know what I mean? So, and then he said, no, thanks for your advice. And then he's gone on and done that. So it's going to be interesting. He's fighting Jonathan Pilato.